Hey everyone, it is Psychic Medium Josh Simons coming to you on the first day of autumn. Today is the autumn equinox. Today we have equal amounts of daylight and nighttime. After today we'll have more nighttime than we will daytime until the winter solstice. Being that it's the first day of fall, and being that it's kind of the first day of spooky season, I want to talk to you about your ancestors, I want to talk to you about your beloved dead, and today I specifically want to talk to people who are carrying grief. Modern people, and this is due mainly to our weird relationship with spirit and the afterlife. Just that. Modern people don't really grieve well. We will grieve, but unfortunately we're not taught to grieve well because the majority of our spirituality is that, when we die we go to heaven or hell. Alright? We go far away, far away. And I think partially it's due to the nature of my work and the work that I do with the dead. I'm just reminded all the time that they're here with us. They're here with you. They're where our intuition comes from. There are nudges to go in a certain direction, leave certain individuals alone, move into certain directions. That's our spirit connection. Sadly, many of us will carry grief like a badge of honor. And many of us like to think that we are empathic or empathetic to the feelings of those around us. I want to invite you to consider something. Imagine the person right now, if you're grieving, if you're a person who's lost somebody to death, I want you to imagine that person and where they're at. Now, the best way for us to think about the world of spirit and how it overlaps and interacts with our world is it's on the other side of a one-way mirror, right? Like we see in a cop show. Our loved ones are over there and we're here. The difference being is our loved ones have far more capacity to feel us, to understand us, to sense us than we do them. Just the nature of our relationship. But think about that person that you would have loved the most and that you would have lost to spirit. If you're watching this video, then you're probably a person that believes spirit carries on. Hopefully, right? And if you do believe spirit carries on, and you do believe that they sense us, then they have to sense our misery, right? They have to sense our suffering. So this is a big reason why I believe truly that if we want our spirits to rest in peace, we've got to live in peace. And I'll put it to you frankly, my grandmother was the person I loved the most that I've lost to death. I know that she watches over us, me, her family, and I know that she wants the absolute best for us. That's not going to change in death. That's what she wanted for us in life. I will do everything I can to make sure that that woman doesn't suffer. I will do everything I can to make sure that wherever she is and however she perceives us, she won't perceive my suffering. If I can do anything about it, if I can reduce my suffering, so don't I reduce hers. So I invite everybody that might be holding on to grief for a couple of the wrong reasons. First, as a badge of honor, we do this weird thing with grief where it's like, hey, Graham, look at how much I'm hurting, right? Look at how much I'm holding on to this pain as a testament of my strength to you. We also get confused in the way that we think that we might miss our connection or lose our connection with them if we let go of the pain. We might forget the memories if we let go of the pain. Grief is a process. It's not a place. And we're not supposed to stay there forever. Imagine the person that you're thinking of right now that you love the most, that is in the world of spirit. Imagine if you'd swap places with them, and imagine if you could perceive them here in this world. Wouldn't you want the best for them? Wouldn't you want love and abundance and joy and health and balance and peace? Wouldn't you want that for them? Can't you give that to yourself for them? So if you are one of these people, most of us are, walking around holding on to grief and pain, I want you to empathize. I want you to feel for a moment what the people that you've lost to death are feeling right now. Truly. We will grieve people that we lose to death. When we lose our loved ones to death, we'll grieve them. The people that move to death, when we move to death, we will grieve the loss of the loved ones that we've left behind here. That's inevitable. We get over it far more quickly over there, I think, because we just have a far deeper connection to the living than the living do with the dead, currently. So I want you to think of any misery, any suffering that you're sitting with right now. And I want you to think about what you can do about it. Can you minimize it? Can you nurture yourself or comfort yourself while you're dealing with necessary evil or something that's inevitable? How can you provide joy and peace to your loved ones in spirit? If you want your loved ones in spirit to rest in peace, you've got to live in peace. And the only way that you live in peace is when you grant to yourself the same compassion and love that you grant to everybody else. This is spooky season. This is autumn. This is Halloween season. This is when we get closer to our spirits. Let's not just think about what they can do for us. Let's think about what we can do for them. And let's think about how when we reduce our suffering, our pain, our trauma, our grief, our misery, when we reduce that, we help those who love us in life. We help those who love us in spirit. This is the first day of autumn. Your peace is their peace. Your suffering is their suffering. What can you do to reduce your suffering? Whatever you can do to reduce it certainly reduces theirs, and something to consider as we walk into spooky season. So, much love to you, and I thank you for watching and listening, and celebrate the first day of autumn, however you must. Myself, I'm going to get a tattoo. Take care of yourselves. Happy autumn.